Picture Paris in the spring of 1947. The city is still scarred by war. Rationing is a daily reality, fabric is scarce, and elegance feels like a memory from another lifetime. And then, almost overnight, everything changes. In a quiet salon on Avenue Montaigne, a shy, soft-spoken man presents a collection so radical, so unapologetically luxurious, that it shocks the fashion world back to life. Skirts fall to mid-calf, waists are cinched, shoulders are soft, and femininity returns in full force. The press calls it the new look. The man behind it is Christian Dior, and at the age of 42, he becomes one of the most influential designers of the 20th century. Christian Dior was born on January 21, 1905 in Granville, a seaside town in Normandy. His family was wealthy, thanks to his father's successful fertilizer business, and Dior grew up in comfort, surrounded by art, gardens, and the dramatic coastline of northern France. His mother, Madeleine, had a deep love for flowers and carefully designed gardens, and this aesthetic sensitivity would later become a defining influence on Dior's work. He often spoke about how floral shapes and natural curves inspired his vision of femininity. Despite his artistic inclinations, Dior was not initially encouraged to pursue a creative career. His parents hoped he would become a diplomat, and he enrolled at the École des Sciences Politiques in Paris, but his heart was elsewhere. In the 1920s, Dior immersed himself in the city's vibrant cultural scene, befriending artists, writers, and musicians. In 1928, with financial help from his father, he opened a small art gallery. It exhibited works by artists who would later become legends, including Pablo Picasso, Georges Braque, and Jean Cocteau. At this stage, fashion was not yet his calling. Art was. Then everything fell apart. The Great Depression hit, Dior's father's business collapsed, and the family fortune vanished. Around the same time, Dior's mother died. By the early 1930s, Dior found himself broke, ill with tuberculosis, and drifting from couch to couch. It was one of the darkest periods of his life, and it would leave a lasting mark on his character. He became deeply superstitious, relying on tarot cards and lucky charms, habits he would keep for the rest of his life. To survive, Dior turned to fashion illustration. He sold sketches of hats and dresses to couture houses and fashion magazines, gradually building a reputation for his refined taste. In 1938, he was hired by designer Robert Piguet, where he worked on several successful collections. But the outbreak of World War II interrupted his progress. Dior was called up for military service in 1940, though he was discharged the following year due to health reasons. During the German occupation of France, Dior worked for the fashion house of Lucien Lelong. This was a controversial period in French fashion history, as couture houses continued to dress wealthy clients, including the wives of Nazi officers. Dior later defended this work as necessary to keep French craftsmanship alive and prevent the industry from collapsing entirely. At the same time, his sister Catherine joined the French resistance. She was arrested by the Gestapo in 1944, deported to Ravensbrück concentration camp, and survived only narrowly. Her courage deeply affected Dior, and he later dedicated one of his most famous perfumes, Miss Dior, to her. After the war, Dior's life took a dramatic turn. In 1946, he met Marcel Boussac, one of France's wealthiest industrialists, known as the King of Cotton. Boussac was looking to revive French couture and agreed to finance Dior's own house. On December 16, 1946, the House of Dior officially opened at 30 Avenue Montaigne in Paris. Just weeks later, on February 12, 1947, Christian Dior presented his first collection. It was unlike anything seen during the austere war years. The silhouettes were soft and rounded, inspired by the Belle Epoque and the early 20th century. Skirts were long and voluminous, jackets emphasized the bust and waist, and fabrics were used generously, even extravagantly. Some critics were appalled, calling it wasteful and regressive, but the public reaction was electric. Carmel Snow, editor-in-chief of Harper's Bazaar, famously declared, "It's quite a revolution, dear Christian. Your dresses have such a new look." The name stuck. The new look did more than redefine fashion. It symbolized renewal, optimism, and a return to beauty after years of deprivation. Christian Dior became an international sensation almost overnight. His designs were copied, licensed, and celebrated around the world. He expanded his brand rapidly, introducing ready-to-wear lines, accessories, and perfumes. In 1947, Miss Dior was launched, marking one of the earliest examples of a designer using fragrance to build a global luxury brand. Despite his success, Dior remained personally reserved and intensely private. He was known for his gentle manners, his punctual routines, and his reliance on ritual. Every collection was preceded by consultations with fortune tellers. He lunched at the same time every day and walked the same route through Paris. While his designs celebrated bold femininity, Dior himself was cautious, even anxious, always fearing that success could vanish as quickly as it had arrived. In the 1950s, Dior continued to dominate haute couture. Each season introduced a new line name, subtle evolutions of silhouette rather than radical reinventions. Dior believed deeply in structure and discipline. He once said that fashion should make women not only more beautiful, but more confident, more serene. In 1955, a young assistant named Yves Saint Laurent joined the House of Dior. Dior recognized his talent and began grooming him as a successor, a decision that would prove crucial for the future of the brand. But Christian Dior would not see how far his influence would extend. On October 24, 1957, while vacationing in Montecatini, Italy, Christian Dior died suddenly of a heart attack. He was only 52 years old. The fashion world was stunned. In just a decade, Dior had reshaped modern couture and restored Paris as the unquestioned capital of fashion. His legacy, however, did not end with his death. Yves Saint Laurent took over as creative director at just 21 years old, ensuring the house's survival. In the decades that followed, designers like Marc Bowen, Gianfranco Ferrari, John Galliano, Raf Simons, and Maria Grazia Chiuri would reinterpret Dior's vision for new generations. Christian Dior's story is not just one of glamour and success. It is a story of collapse and reinvention, of quiet resilience, and of belief in beauty as a powerful force. In a world recovering from devastation, Dior dared to imagine elegance again, and in doing so, he changed fashion forever.